My voice, my nightmare. I always thought my podcast would be how I made my mark, late night recordings, stories about the bizarre and unexplained, all narrated in my own voice. But last week, while prepping an episode, my editor messaged me, "Why did you upload a test run without telling me?" I hadn't. The file was labeled with next week's date, yet the voice, my voice, was discussing things I hadn't recorded. At first, I figured it was a glitch. But the more I listened, the more I realized, the stories weren't mine. They were about me. And something else was off, though I couldn't place it, like a subtle echo in the background, or a strange cadence that didn't quite match my own. Curiosity gnawed at me, so I traced the IP address from which the file had been uploaded. My stomach dropped when I saw it pinged directly from inside my new apartment, 3 days before I'd even signed the lease. Rationally, I told myself it was a mistake, maybe a previous tenant, maybe a crossed wire. But the unease was impossible to shake. I started combing through old recordings on my laptop, searching for any sign of tampering, but they were all clean. Still, every night, I'd hear faint static coming from my living room, the same static I heard in the background of that mysterious episode. Desperate for answers, I set up my mic and recorder and left them running overnight, hoping to catch whatever was happening. The next morning, I played back the tape. At first, just the hum of my fridge and the distant city noises. Then, at exactly 3:17 a.m., the static returned, louder this time. Through it, my own voice began to speak, "You shouldn't be here yet. I'm not finished." My heart hammered in my chest. The voice on the tape was cold, measured, and somehow older, like a version of myself that had lived through something terrible. I scrambled to check the audio's metadata, and my blood ran cold. The timestamp was 3 days before I moved in, just like the original file. I realized then that whatever was broadcasting from my apartment wasn't just mimicking my voice. It was warning me. Or maybe it was trying to replace me, one story at a time, rewriting my life before I'd even lived it. Now, every night, I hear myself telling stories I never wrote, about things that haven't happened. Yet,